Okay, this is your review for the final. Real quickly, I want to go over a couple things that you'll need to see where where things actually are. Let's take a look first at our home page. And if you look here, if you scroll down here, final exam will be right there. That is not available to you yet. So if when I make it available to you, you'll click right there. And when you do, it'll bring up this page. Click your final exam to download it and complete it, save it, click here, and submit it. And that will get it in. If you have a question or problem with that, please let me know immediately, and I will get that on. Once again, that thing is going to show up for you guys to see about 1 o'clock Sunday morning. It'll be open until Tuesday at 5 o'clock. So that's the first thing to keep in mind. Now let's take a look at what the final looks like. Let me get that back here. Oop, wrong one. Okay. So what I want you to do is, when you're looking at these, your first 10 questions you obviously have seen before. That is your basically your first quiz. So let's clip on down to question number 13. One alternative to self-disclosure is blank. This is taken from a reading, and if we were in a class discussion room, we would wait for everybody to say the answer, but since we're not, we'll tell you that the answer is that if you look back, and this is going to be around chapter 4 or 5 there, it's going to be, the answer is going to be silence. Now, there are 4 steps to attaching meaning to our experiences. And what I want you to, let's see, the 4 steps, and I'll tell you right now that they're taken straight from your book: selection, organization, interpretation, and negotiation. So if you have questions about that, then take a look back in those chapters. In fact, quickly I'll give you some ideas of where these are coming from. Those particular questions are taken from chapter 4, and you'll find them in the part of steps in the perception process. Okay, Western culture views talk as desirable, but blank has a negative value. And we covered that a little while ago, as well as silence has a negative value. The 3 features of language that explain its youthfulness and troublesomeness aspects are, and these are also from, this is actually from chapter 5, talking about the value of language and the nature of language. And those 3 things are that language is symbolic, is rule governed, and is subjective. Okay. Blank words are phrases that have more than one accepted definition. And once again, this is taken from chapter 5. We're discussing precision and vagueness, and that answer would be ambiguous. And for true or false, men tend to use more large words, nouns, and swear words than women. And that is taken from chapter 5 as well. Online language and gender. And from that discussion, we know that that answer is actually true. All right. Culturally understood substitutes for verbal expressions are called, taken from chapter 6, under the section of non-vulgar communications influenced by culture and gender. Those are called emblems. True or false, children are drawn to playmates with similar speech. And that is also taken from chapter 6, and that is true. Hall's terms for the furthest zone running outward from 12 feet. And that quote is exactly from your book, and is also from chapter 6, and it is under the area that is highlighted as distance, and that answer is public distance. 4 broad listening styles are. This question is taken from chapter 7, and there are a variety of things on listening there, but those 4 broad listening styles are task-oriented, relational, analytical, and critical. Number 31, the 5 separate elements of listening are, and that is also taken from chapter 7. The components of listening are hearing, attending, understanding, remembering, responding, are the 5 separate elements. The term blank refers to the social tone of a relationship, and that term is communication climate. That particular question is taken from chapter 12, which we hadn't talked about before, and it's basically the heading is, what is a communication climate? All right. There are 6 types of defense-provoking behaviors, and I want you to name any 4 of them. And those are also taken from chapter 12. It's a box. It's table 12.1 actually. You can pick any 4 of these 6: evaluation, control, strategy, neutrality, superiority, or certainty. That is the answers to we're looking for those. 4 of those 6. Now, some relationships are formed because we have no choice, and that's a true or false. And I think we all agree that well, actually the quiz you guys just had, and that answer is true. Those next questions will all be from the same quiz you just had, so I hope you kept your links for them. If you didn't, they're right there again. I'm not going to go over the first one and the third one. I'm simply going to give you the ones that are in the middle. That's what I expect you on the quiz. If you have questions, please let me know right away. I may send private messages to some of you asking if exactly where you posted your journals. I think I found most of them. If you have questions about where your grade is going, let me know. I'll be glad to discuss it with you and show you. Nobody needs to really be worried. Not many, very, very few of you need to be very worried about anything. You've done very well. Your discussions have been good, and I think we've got a lot done. So I'm posting this. I will take it down at midnight on Sunday or close around that area, and then the quiz, the test will be up. I hope you've picked up something from this semester. The book is really good. It's got some good stuff in there that'll help you, and I hope you've done enough in there that you've been beneficial. And if you take another comm class, maybe I'll see you again.